Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here. I am Andrea Donnelly, Queen of the Cosmos. For those of you who are new to my scene, I'm a quantum sound and energy healer, and I am so excited to do the second half of my August energy forecast. I did the first part of it a couple of days ago, last week, I think. Time is really escaping me. Anyway, I did the first part of it a couple days ago, and I was shown to do a little bit of a mid-month check-in, which I'm really excited about. And I can feel the vibration, and my voice feels really strong and powerful. So I love this. So, a couple of things. The first thing is, if you are catching this live, go ahead and just drop a comment. Let me know that you are here, where you're joining from. If you're catching it after the fact, just know that the frequencies that I channel, which are basically, my guides say, all the good vibrations, all of the light from the angelic realm, from the galactic realm, the light of the ascended masters. It's written into my chart in every way, astrologically, from a human design perspective, just from like the codes that my soul was embodied and embedded with before I was born. My gift to you and to the planet is to hold an exceptionally strong, completely unique, beautiful frequency of joy and miracles. And for those of you who are newer to what it is that I do, again, I'm a quantum sound and energy healer. I've been on a very long metaphysical journey my entire life. From the time I was little, I've talked to my guides, channeled light language when I was a baby. I am an OG weirdo. So the amazing part of that for all of you is that because I have always been so magical, and it is literally my life purpose to ignite that magic in you, whatever it is that you do. It doesn't matter what you do. If your purpose is to help people through some sort of healing modality, whether you have your own business, whether you are, whatever you do in the world, maybe your mission is literally to just hold light for your neighborhood. To heal your genetic line. It doesn't matter what your purpose is. My work is for everyone. And then there's another way that it's also really for people who are moving within for a sense of really dynamic, beautiful, very futuristic stewardship. So if you are here listening to this, whether it's happening today or tomorrow or anytime in the future, then the beauty of it is that you are very definitely someone who was born for something really powerful and really big. And that's what I want to talk about today. So I called this Magic is Real and how to have it work with and for your highest good. And so what I just keep being shown over and over and over again is something that I've talked about. So just stick with me, because you know that I love to I'm a psychic detective as much as I am anything. And you know that I love pattern recognition. I am an observer. I am a projector in human design. And I really have always loved, in an almost anthropological way, I've really loved just like watching people's lives unfold and picking up on patterns, whether it's in my friend and family group, whether it's in a broader sense. And one of the things that I have long been very aware of, and I talked about it a lot the past couple of years, and it's so important right now, and it's hyper connected to this idea of magic being real. So here it is. We have moved into a time in human history where, and I would say that this is perhaps top 5 most important things that any one of us, you, me, anyone alive right now, can get a handle on the following, which is this. We are all being called to really start to look at how people move through the world, which is embodiment. Okay, the way you move through the world, the way you actually carry yourself, the way that you put your money where your mouth is, right, is through your actions. We all have the capacity to say anything. And we are at a point in human history where the power structures, the religions, the governments, the financial system, the entertainment system, the education system, doesn't matter what the system is, all of these systems, and we could use the word systems, we can say like systems, and then the other way that my guides show this to me is through people who are like very high level. So again, like within those groups of people, people who are really powerful within all of those groups that I just listed off. So people who are hyper successful essentially in any walk of life. And one of the things that we witnessed a lot the past couple of years is people in power, all different walks of life, power in many different cultural buckets, if you will, telling all of us, the people, right, one thing, and then literally going out and living their life in a totally different way. We saw it with things like the rules that were rolled out over and over and over again in the past couple of years. How many of you, and look, I am not here, I do not believe in fighting amongst ourselves. I do not. I'm not here to judge you for any choices that you made in the past couple of years. I'm not here to judge anybody for anything that you are doing. I know in my heart that every one of us is making choices that are really big, and they are for our own soul's growth. So I'm not here to judge anyone, but what I am here to say is to say, if you are still really wrapped up in the political narrative, in the narrative that is being sold to you by the media, whatever side of the fence you align with, okay? Because the thing is, the ultimate point of what I'm saying is that none of that matters. What matters is finding a way to truly live in integrity with yourself and to genuinely make room for other people to live their lives too, without judging them, without feeling like you or I or anyone has a right to tell anyone else what to do with their body, with their heart, with their soul, with this life. It's not up to us in any way, shape, time, dimension, or experience to impose our will on other people. And a big part of being able to unravel from that is to start to acknowledge the ways in which the people the people in charge, it's really important, right? The way that we connect this is by understanding that the ways that we really dismantle those patterns in our own life of judging other people, of feeling like we are responsible for anyone else, is to start to really align the truth of what we profess to say with how we actually move through the world. So if you say that you are pro-choice, but you are actually telling anybody what to do with their body in any way. Okay, so that's about bringing life into the world, having a baby. That is about decisions that a person makes about their personal medical treatments. Okay, do you see what I'm saying, right? And I've been saying this for literally the past couple of years. But you cannot tell someone what to do with their body. And this means this means all of it. This means literally anything. It means drinking soda, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, anything, literally anything. All of the quote unquote like ways that we may want to be like, oh, I'm going to go micromanage that person and tell them about how they need to live their life. It is really time for all of us to get crystal clear about how we live our own lives and really making room. All right. So this is a thing my guides have told me for years and years and years. Being enlightened is literally just being able to hold multiple perspectives. So here's what I mean by that, right? We've watched a whole frenzy unfold the past couple of years of people on all sides of the fence in the US where I live, from a global perspective, people, blah, 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 all of this stuff about like judging other people and how many like just awful levels of judgment. It's not my place to judge what anyone else does. But what I can do is look at the way that the people that I support through the dollars that I spend in the world, through the way that I vote with perhaps literal voting, but with my actions and my voice, and the way that I live, is to really find a way to align yourself in appreciating the fact that what we are told versus what is real is really disconnected. All right. So this is where we're going to get into. I know that took a minute to sort of unravel, and the way that that all connects to magic and the way that it impacts your life and the way that it makes a ton of room for you to be able to use magic within for you is by realizing that the information that we're getting from all of those systems that I talked about, the systems that have created a really intense global hierarchy where we are out there bickering with each other instead of looking up or down or to the side or around us, which is the whole point of all of this, is to say, all right, all these people out there are telling me that the world is one way. And one of the big ways that we are misinformed over and over and over again is by being told that magic isn't real. But when you actually look again at the actions of the people who are telling us this, so it's coming from many different arenas. It comes from the political sphere, it comes from the educational and academic sphere, it comes from the scientific world, it comes from so many different realms of power where we hear this narrative, this whole thing about how magic isn't real. But when you actually look at people who are hyper successful and powerful, one of my favorite examples of this is you can just do this. If you just look up Ronald Reagan, an astrologer, whatever you think about him, right? He was a person who famously had an astrologer in his pocket. So and this goes for all systems. I say this all the time. I talk about how when you look at something like the average religion, right? We're told that magic isn't real. It's scary. It's dark. It's dangerous. All of this stuff about it. And then when you go into the average church, they're literally reciting prayers, which are essentially spells, which are incantations, and they are often doing things like participating in very intense, very ritualistic experiences, which is magic. That's magic. And you can call it whatever you want. But if you're out there and you're lighting herbs and you're shaking incense and you're saying these incantations out loud, you are doing these things that are magical. You are using magic. These systems use magic. People in extreme power use astrologers and psychics and all kinds of really hyper woo-woo stuff. My brother talks about it all the time, about how people who are very, very successful professional athletes use really intense hyper-futuristic forms of energy medicine and healing and all kinds of stuff, herbs, energy work. I mean, it's really, it's intense to see how on the one hand, all of us are told that that's not real, but then the people who are really successful and empowered are actually using this incredible tool, which is magic. We can call it whatever we want: energy healing, energy medicine, witchcraft, spell casting, manifestation, any psychic. Like there are all kinds of different lenses through which you can sort of contextualize this. Manifestation, prayer, all of this stuff in my mind essentially are tools. They're tools to be able to harness your dreams and your desires and turn them into something real. Okay, so while you are playing small potentially, and you're still embroiled in trying to unravel the question that the mainstream narrative lays out for us, which is basically something along the lines of like, magic is fake, prove to me that it's real or it works. I can't tell you how many people come to me, and I'm not saying this to call anyone out in any way, but I am doing this to essentially sort of activate a spark of remembrance in you. If you were in my world, I can't tell you how many people slide into my DMs and essentially try to get me to explain to them why all of this magic will work. Or they say to me, "Oh, I would love to work with you so much, but I don't have the money." And I have been broke as fuck. Okay. I know what it feels like to not have the money. So that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about right now are the people who do actually have the money, but they're scared because they know, someone in their heart knows that magic is real. And that the minute that they book a session with me or they lean deeper into their spiritual practice, that they really start to uncover these new things about themselves, that their entire world is going to change. It's not that they don't have the money. And this is something my guides have shown me a couple of times in the past month. It's not about not having the money. It's about basically being scared. And I've been here before. Okay. So I want to really acknowledge that I appreciate this point that a lot of people find themselves in, which is that it's not that you don't have the money or the time or the desire to invest in yourself. It's that you are afraid of what you are going to lose when you really lean into understanding, knowing, and completely embodying the fact that magic is real. I talked about this a lot a couple of years ago when I came. My friends always knew that I had this really mystical spiritual practice. I've always been an incredible creator. Even when my life was like nonsense, chaos, shambles, I was still always in a hyper magical zone. Wild stuff I would win these incredible prizes. Things would be ready to completely fall apart, and I would have like an angel or a miracle step in. It just happened all the time. So the thing that my life has literally been an homage to the fact that magic is real. And look at me, since I came out of the spiritual closet a couple of years ago, and I really leaned into the fact that I am meant to help so many people around the world remember who they are. Since I have really embraced that, my life has changed so much. 20 years ago. Oh my God. You guys, it just hit me that it's actually not 20 years ago. Wait, we're in 2022. It's 21 years ago. Oh my God. 21 years ago when I graduated from college. Whoa, I feel like like the emoji of the like head exploding. I'm like, I can't believe that was that long ago. So anyway, just having a real moment here with time. 21 years ago when I graduated from college, I did a workshop on essentially igniting the power of one's heart. There has been research that has been done, there's been a ton of research that has been done about magic. There has been research done on how our brains shift when we meditate consistently. There has been research done on the energetics of your heart field. There is like a lot of proof that magic is real. So the other thing I really want to just like lean deeply into is the fact that there is actually a lot of proof. Science is catching up with and aligning into the fact that miracles are real. I know this to be real because this has been my literal life's mission and purpose, is to help you remember that energy is real. And so the thing about it is that when you really lean into acknowledging that it's real, if you are a person who came here to usher in this golden age, to hold space for other people, then you know that magic is real. You see it play out in your life all the time. And it can be really scary to fully lean into that. And those are the people that I'm talking about right now. The people, you know who you are. And I know that it's a lot. It's a huge leap of faith. It's a big leap of trust. And it goes against everything that we've been told. But the thing is, if you can lean really deeply into this ultimate trust fall, which is just to say, you know what? I know that the narrative says that this stuff isn't real. I see it. I see it from an embodied perspective. It doesn't matter what words I'm hearing about whether it's true or not. I know in my own life that it is actually an embodied truth. When you can just own that, everything shifts for you. And it can be really intense to lean into that because there were a lot of people on the planet who are not awake to the point, who cannot sort of integrate fully into that awareness and truth. And so it is scary because we do get really scared. From a human brain perspective, we get scared about the people that we're going to lose when we start to really lean into these bigger truths about who we are. I lost a lot of people when I started this business. It was one thing for me to be the weirdo, right? And like a punk or an artistic community, I say it all the time. It was one thing for me to be the weirdo, the one anomalous weirdo. You know, the person who everybody would be like, yeah, you're a witch. You're always telling people secrets by accident, getting excited, blurting things out about people that they were trying to keep on the down low. Like, that has been my truth since I was a little kid. I'd be like, oh my God, that thing, whoa, the thing you had been hoping would happen, it happened. And I could just, oh, I heard it. I heard you guys say it. I heard you say it. I saw a montage. Like, I have always been so hyper psychic, so magical. If you know me, you know it's true. Oh, I might have blurted out a secret about you that we were trying to keep cool. Like maybe you tried to get married. Like some friends of mine just quietly tried to get coolly married in secret. And there I was. Ooh, I saw it. I saw that they had been married and I blurted it out. I've told that story a bunch of times. Anyway, stuff like that all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. I know magic is real. And I still every day have to be like prodded by myself to just be like, still real, still here, still human. You know, I doubt myself still sometimes too. It's not about whether you doubt yourself. It's about whether you pick yourself back up and you keep going. Magic is real. No matter what any of the systems tell us, they show us through their actions that magic is real. And so the question then becomes, are you going to listen to nonsense talk and lies and misinformation that are basically being sold to you to keep you from being able to use these very powerful tools to make your own life as fucking magical and beautiful and perfect as you possibly can? It doesn't mean that things are going to be perfect. It just means that you can like really smoothly navigate through the crazy experience of being human. That's it. That's what it means. That's what it means to really align into the field of magic and miracles. You're human. You're still going to have human stuff happen. Things that are imperfect are going to happen. There's going to be stuff that happens that is not easy, that is rocky, that is hard for you to sort of integrate into your life. It's not the point of all of the spiritual practice, the point of integrating into your magic, the point of all of this is literally just to make it so that you are able to stay as energetically secure and steady as you possibly can as we continue to navigate a crazy experience of moving into the golden age. This is a very insane time to be alive. I know it, you know it. I love you so much. I am going to wrap it up. soon. But that's really, that's like literally the big time fucking energy of the current month. So August is about, and so is September, so is October, so is November, so is December. The rest of this year, the energy, my team of guides who are ascended masters, angels, fairies, they call themselves the guardians of the galaxy. You guys know they are grandiose as fuck. They call me the queen of the cosmos. You know, like this is some really big time energy that I bring onto the scene. I was born to hold this frequency for millions of people. That's a lot to have to acknowledge for someone who, I mean, I am like really, really a ham. If you know me, you know this to be true, but I'm also really private. And I was so shy for a lot of my childhood. And I'm weird. I'm so weird. But that's the beauty, and that's the power of working with me, is that I am relentlessly myself, and I have just become that much more comfortable, even in the past month, with who I am. And that's what this is about for all of us right now. The energy of right now, the energy of mid-August through the end of this year is about wildly, beautifully, fantastically claiming who you are. I have crazy chills right now. So, my invitation to you is to join me on this wild, wacky path. My clients experience the most exceptionally surreal, magical things. I will sit down in a one on one with someone and they will describe to me the house that they would love to live in. We anchor into it. We go into the quantum field. They journal, they write it out, they make themselves a mood board. And then I am not kidding. They literally find something that looks like what we talked about. My clients come to me wanting to up-level their income, create better interpersonal relationships, heal grief, move through these really big things. But a lot of times it's honestly also just about like really finding ways to support yourself. I do a lot of money magic with people. I do a lot of business magic with people. And it was uncomfortable for me to talk about it for a long time because I didn't understand how to explain what I actually did for people. What I really do for people is essentially infuse their lives with magic. It's a whole thing. I use a ton of different, I have a lot of things that I do, but I was guided at the beginning of this week to offer these Akashic Business Alchemy Activations, and they are fucking fire. This is the technique that I used to anchor in a client who came to me a couple of years ago. We worked one-on-one with each other for a beautiful window of time. Her goal was to anchor into steady six-figure months in her business, and she did. I want to cry because how fucking proud of her am I? And she is brilliant, but she knew that my magic would help her to hold that space. I have another client who anchored into $50,000 months while we were working one-on-one with each other. Again, it's about being able, because what I do is I ignite your magic. That's the thing about me, is that I can work with anybody who is in the field of magic. So it doesn't matter whether you are a coach, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you work for someone else, whatever it is that you do, it doesn't even matter what you do. What matters is that you have a desire to really, really, really anchor into the frequency of joy and miracles. And that makes a lot of fucking money. That can that can anchor you into levels of money and success and joy. And that is what these sessions are about. I'm going to go into the records, the Akashic records for your business. I'm going to align you and your business to the frequency of money, miracles, and really figure out what it is that you need to do in the coming months to round out the end of this year with your business and your life being as fucking tight and aligned into the field of magic and miracles as it possibly can be. So these sessions are available until tomorrow. I have seen in my own life, I was disabled a few years ago. My business is unbelievably beautiful and joyful and a source of inspiration for me and people around the world. I have seen what my technique has done for myself, for my physical body, for my life, for all of the things. And I have countless stories about the work as it plays out in my clients' lives. So the question is, are you going to keep playing small and pretending that the question is magic real? Or are you going to say, you know what? I don't care about the disinformation campaign happening from the people around me. I'm going to start acting in a way that acknowledges the fact that, yes, they're saying one thing, but they're actually doing something totally different. And I'm going to start to live with that much joy and fun myself and success. So I love you so much. Book one of those Akashic Alchemy sessions. They are fucking fire. I was shown a visual of them the other night, and it made my entire body light up. It was one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. So I know the energy is hot, and again, they're available through tomorrow. And if you're not there yet, but you just really want to, but you want to be in my world and start to move into the space where you have the capacity to make these bigger and bigger and bigger trust falls and moves for yourself, sign up for my newsletter. You get a free, a complimentary, a beautiful, beautiful channeled light language healing. It's actually one of the most powerful things I've ever channeled. The results that people get after they listen to it are unbelievable. I have had people's nerve pain heal. I have seen some wild, remarkable things. People have had just like the most crazy, beautiful visions, literal visits from actual, like in real life dolphins, crazy, crazy things. So anyway, sign up for my newsletter. You get this really powerful light code activation, and let me know how I can help you to integrate more magic into your life. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you soon in all the places and all the heart spaces. Bye.